Fade out button.
Welcome back to Andertons TV.
Yay!
Oh, right. How many times have I told this story on Instagram? I'm not so sure, but I'm going to tell it again, right? This is Andertons. I'm the captain. That's Danish Pete.
Hello.
These are Paul Reed Smith guitars from America. I know, right?
I'm going to play
Paul
that one.
Paul is a lovely, lovely chap. Known Paul for you know what? Probably most of my working life I've known Paul, so it must be 25, 30 odd years. Mad. And I think I've probably got YouTube to thank for this, but in the last probably 7 or 8 years, we've got to spend way more time with each other doing silly stuff like that. And we've developed this kind of comedic sparring. I mean, I find it utterly pointless trying to interview Paul about anything sensible about the guitars because the conversation just wanders off somewhere else. So we have a lot of fun.
It's a beautiful relationship you guys have, I think.
And Andertons has sold a lot of Paul Reed Smith guitars. Yeah. And as a consequence, Paul has been very generous.
Again.
And he gave me a 594. I don't know why I'm pointing up there because you probably can't see, but he gave me a 594 at one NAMM show, which was amazing. And then I had this huge guilt complex. I didn't play it very much, and if anything, I kind of not sure I really bonded with that guitar. Lots of other guitar players have fallen in love with it.
Yeah.
And then back at the beginning of COVID, Paul said to me, "Oh, this summer we're going to try and do some sort of like a Paul Reed Smith Guitar Academy," and quite a few famous guitar players were involved in the teaching. Mm-hmm. And Paul said, "Would you mind doing a few shout outs and promotions and stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no worries at all." Anyway, did that, and I guess they must have had plenty of people do the course. So Paul said, I need to thank you for doing the shout outs like that. I'm going to send you another guitar." Anyway. This turned up with a lovely letter from Paul, basically just going, "Look, this is a sort of a prototypey just idea that we've had to take what is essentially a custom 24 spec guitar, but do it in a very, very thin satin nitrocellulose finish." And I must admit, the custom 24 I think is the iconic Paul Reed Smith, but it had never been. I'd always been drawn to ones that were maybe more like the McCartys or whatever.
Yeah,
so
for a good reason.
Yeah, and I anyway get this guitar with sort of going, cool to have another guitar in the collection, but I don't know if it'll be like anything like that I'll really love. And honestly, I just went and I was like, okay, the other Paul Reed Smith doesn't do this. And it's like there's this ringy thing going on. I'm going, all of a sudden the neck now has that, because there's no lacquer on the back of the neck, or at least it's not the gloss style lacquer.
Yeah.
It's just got that instant familiarity.
Yeah.
It's a pattern style neck. So again, it's always been like a real comfy kind of neck. Anyway, I start playing this and then I plug it in and I'm like, you know what? This has got some, there's something real talking to me with this guitar. Anyway, really was very surprised how much I liked this. Yeah. And most importantly, how much more I liked this than the gloss finish variant of it. Talked to a few of the guys in the store and we were like, you try it and you tell me what you think. And everyone's going, do you know what? Visually, maybe the gloss pops a bit more. Yeah. But tonally and playably, this is a winner guitar.
It's a winning combination.
So I went back to Paul and said, you know that guitar you sent me? How can I order some more for the store? And they were like, well, you'd have to do it as a wood library run, which is kind of like their version of custom shop. If you want something a little bit out the ordinary, you go through wood library. Yeah. But yeah, no problem, we can do that. we'll put the hybrid hardware on it, so you can kind of see mine one has the plain hardware. The Wood Library ones that have come through have got the hybrid hardware. We can do some more interesting finishes for you. So you tell me what you want. But they're basically all this satin finish, custom 24.
There is something about it. It lets the wood breathe. I mean, we're not going to start this whole wood debate, but I do personally believe that, lesser lacquer, more tone.
We went to our gallery. We've got a guy in our guitar gallery called Paul Sandercock. Many of you who've shopped with Andertons over the years will know Paul well. He's been with us a long time. He is a PRS, well, he's a guitar total nut, but he is a PRS uber nut. And he was like, he said, watch this, Lee. And he took us into the guitar department and he said, I've got this second-hand Paul Reed Smith here that's about 10 or 15 years old. And it was from when it was just a polyurethane lacquer, which I think Paul PRS did for a long time. And he was like, listen to not plugged in, he just went, and we were like, okay, yeah, sounds like a guitar. And he said, now let me get one of the ones that are more recent Paul Reed Smith guitars, where they have gone for this sort of combination polynitro lacquer, and it's a sort of it is a thinner lacquer. And he was like, and we're like, well, that's interesting. It's a little bit louder, a little bit more sort of loudness, I think, is the sort of, just resonant. Sounds a bit more resonant. And then you get one of the satin ones, and he was like, and you're like, that's more resonant again. You're talking small percentages here, but it's like you can hear it. Now, I don't know how much of that resonance, translates through electromagnetic pickups and that kind of stuff. But I've always believed there's more to the sound of a guitar than just a string and a pickup. I've always, and I know, many people on YouTube perhaps don't agree with that, but I know that many of you do agree with that.
But it's a feeling thing. You can feel the guitar. You can't feel a string set here and here and the pickup here.
So anyway, I'm sitting here going, I've always felt that, guitars that have a certain acoustic character, that does translate.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Somehow,
it's a
whether
feel
it's
thing, man. It's
sustain or resonance or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a feel.
That was a massively long way of telling you that what I said to Paul was, look, can we just do a run of 10 guitars, please? And then I never really forgot all about it, but I couldn't, I wasn't sure what they'd done with the order or whatever, because it was like, it was taking ages and ages and ages for these guitars to appear. And then just before Christmas, one appeared. It's like 2 years after I'd ordered them.
On Rudolph came like...
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, does that mean they should be all coming? They're like, yep, should be. And then like over the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, maybe they all 10 have finally arrived. So we had originally 2 of each of these colours. So 2 of the sort of purple burst,
this is my
2 of the blue fade. This is essentially the same colour as mine. I think it's called... In fact, I'm going to tell you, I've got the colours on the floor here for me here.
This is Purple Iris. This is my absolute favourite.
Purple Burst. Charcoal Purple Burst.
Charcoal Purple Burst?
Must be that one.
I thought it's called Purple Iris or something.
It's charcoal. Yellow Tiger, which I think is what I've got. You ever seen a Yellow Tiger? Blue Fade. That's obvious. That's that blue fade one there.
Yep.
Black Gold Wrap.
That's on the other side of you?
Yes, there's a Black Gold Wrap where it's essentially wrapped around so you don't have the binding. So you don't have the reveal binding. And lastly, Fire Red Grey Black Fade. Wow. Fire Red Grey Black Fade. Wow. Which I'm guessing is this one.
That's great as well, isn't it? What a flavour.
Look at that. Yeah, it's a fade and a burst and all sorts.
I love the way these bindings here are revealed binding from the top, right?
Yep.
So you get that goes into the binding. It's great.
I don't know who did reveal binding before Paul, or whether Paul invented it. But yeah, that is
my favourite thing.
I agree.
On mine as well, that it goes
reveal binding.
Reveal binding.
Great call.
Binding.
So let's get some tones from Pete. They're standard 8515 pickups. As I said, hybrid hardware with the sort of lock-in tuners and the PRS trem. 5-way blade and volume and tone.
And you get the owl. You get the owl inlay, which just makes.
This is the only 24 fret guitar I own, I think.
I don't have a 24 fret. Oh, maybe I do. I don't know.
But and you know what? I was playing this opening thing. And I thought, oh, that sounds great. I've got some weird modulation on my reverb here. I really, really like it like that. And I turned around and looked at the amplifier and realised that someone had mistakenly, whilst we were tidying up this morning, knocked the tremolo.
Someone.
Might be me, yeah.
Someone.
Knocked the tremolo on the amplifier. And so I've got the tremolos on like really mild, like 1 or 2 on the... And I'm like... And I was like, oh, I really like that. I might just leave it on the whole time.
It's just nice.
Anyway,
it's just nice.
Sorry.
So,
Pete,
no, it's fine.
Please.
It's fine. 5-way selector switch, and I assume in the position 4, 5 here. It's just that here, that in the middle, both together, and then you split them. It's the outer coil and inner coils. I can't remember.
Inner coils in that position, outer coils in that position.
Yeah, I prefer it with the poles where you got the switches to
Do you?
Yes, because then you can combine.
I've always liked a blade switch over mini toggle switches.
Okay, anyway, let's have some tones. And I'm in the Friedman Little Sister.
You are.
It sounds very naughty that I'm in the Friedman in the Little Sister, but
it's a good sounding amp. It's a great colour.
Yeah. Reverb from the Sploot.
We should say that the reason Friedman very kindly sent a blue and a pink
pink tackle
set of amplifiers to us is just to sort of promote the fact that you can custom order Friedman amplifiers in different colour vinyls if you would like to.
Like these, you can custom order these, can't you? If you ask to call up the shop.
Well, I'll come on to what we might do in these in the future.
You come on to that. Let's see here. Here's the position 4. That's over now, isn't it?
It
all
is
of that stuff. It is a bit. So here's the middle position. That's nice. Ooh. Ooh.
It's a powerful sounding amplifier. It's a little 112.
It's a good amp.
Well, I say little. It's a
good
wide-bodied 112.
It's a good amp.
It's a good amp. I agree.
Watch the video. We did that up there. Right, and here is the bridge. Hold on to your sock holders. What is it called?
Suspenders.
Suspenders. Not sock holders, but it's it makes sense. It's like saying I've got long-sleeved pants on, because they got long. You don't say long-legged. You say shorts, but you don't say long pants, do you?
Not really. No.
See, there you go. That's no pedals at all. That's incredible. That's incredible sound. Yeah,
it's very much like a early British sounding rock kind of amplifier, isn't it? So it's kind of.
It can go much gainier than that. It's really good. Let's just do a bit of deco on there. Fat. You know what this sound reminds me of? I watched the Tina Turner live it's on BBC.
Right.
Catch Up
This reminds
Play
you
or
of
whatever.
Tina Turner.
No, it's just there's that kind of 80s sound kind of thing that this they were playing Music Man's Silhouettes.
Right.
But it's got that. And he was playing Cornford amplifiers, one of the guitar players. I don't know who it is, excuse me if you're watching, but...
From in the 80s, or you mean
No,
a
it was like
thing?
2017 or something.
Wow.
And she's just giving it some, and they're all playing, all that. But it's got that sort of... It's got that that spanky sort of 80s sound that everybody was looking for. That and it just reminds me of that anyway. Right, Lisa, how does that feel? See, I don't see. I prefer the revealed binding.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? The gold wrap is the black gold wrap is actually a more popular finish than you would think. Because
I know people say that.
But I'm with you. I think I prefer the reveal binding. But it's just subjective, isn't it? I'm going to turn that tremolo off.
Yes, you should.
It's kind of fun for an effect, but it's not great for a guitar demonstratione. Again, it's exactly how I would have my tremolo set up. So it just sits about 1 millimeter above the body at the back. I know we haven't got the arms on the other ones, but...
These guitars are flawless, man.
Oh man.
Look at this serial number here. Can I just say this serial number is 22, and then it's 035, and then 2222.
Wow.
Look at all the twos.
twos.
All the twos.
So there you go.
If
What did they say
if
in
your lucky
bingo?
numbers too.
It's something ducks and...
Ducks, 4 ducks in a row.
Cluckety cluck. Tucks. Something like that. I'm going to just try something just to see with a little bit more gain. That's too much. With a little bit more gain. Let's try that again.
No, that was good. You've been practicing over the Christmas period.
A bit, but...
Sounds like it.
That's very kind of you to say so.
No, it's
I kind of feel like it's always a combination, isn't it? There is no substitute for practice, but when you have like a guitar you really, really like or a pedal you really, really like,
more, so, yeah.
you do sort of maybe just brings a little bit or more out of you. Anyway, look, so that's
These are not cheap, though,
basically
are they?
the end. No, it's not cheap at all. These are unbelievably expensive. So this is Wood Library.
I love that.
So Wood Library, as I said, Wood Library is not like a catalog spec guitar. So that's in the sort of PRS USA range. You have what they call the Core series. So that would be essentially PRS decide the colors and the specs and the features, and they go, boom, here you go, and we make these and you buy them, and that's what you'll find in most Paul Reed Smith dealers. Wood Library is kind of like a small tweak. So it's like, can I have something a little bit different, please, Paul? And that's essentially what these are, satin finish. And that bumps the price up a little bit, and again, gives it a certain element of uniqueness. But you can't go too far off the beaten track. And then you can have private stock, which is where you can go a little bit more off the beaten track. You know, maybe you want your name inlaid in the fretboard or some crazy... Do you see those ones where they use they sort of infill with acrylic and, you know, it's like... Oh. In fact, if you look on the Paul Reed Smith Instagram page, most of what they show you there is like the private stock stuff. I mean, private stock is like
10 grand
5 figures, isn't it, and upwards. These are about £5,500 if you live in the UK, and if you'd like us to send this to you in another country, you get the VAT off there, so what would be about £4,500.
Yeah, look at the website of that. Yeah,
you have to pay your own local taxes.
Well, I mean, look at this. It's a beautiful thing, man.
We'll do sweeps. We'll use your new sweeping technique, Mr. Pete. I think that's cool.
Yeah, we can do that.
There's some amazing photographs of these guitars on the Andertons website, but they'll only remain whilst the guitars are for sale. 2 of each colour. If you dive on over to the Andertons website, and links will be below, and you can't see 2, there's only 1 left, or that's just because they're gone. Yeah. I mean, I probably will, if these are popular, order some more and maybe some other colours. But again, the lead times on these are, you know, over 2 years at the moment. So
are they?
For Wood Library, yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, don't expect us to have any more in soon. But I got to say, I mean, again, if you don't, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, maybe you do. Maybe
if you do, then do it.
It's here.
If you do, then don't stop
But
following.
honestly, I do these little jams in my office and stuff, just using my little office thing, and I would say about, I don't know, recently like 50% of the videos are on this guitar.
Yep. No, it's a good guitar.
I really like it.
But that's you find something you click with, you click with it.
I really like it a lot.
Can I play that red one out there, please?
I think you should.
Yeah?
Let's jam out.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the blue one because that looks epic.
It goes with your eyes.
It does.
And yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been lovely to see everybody again here in 2023. And we will see you very soon.